Hi, this is Daniel Lanois, and I'm answering a question from Dylan Althouse from Brantford, Ontario. That's not far from where I grew up. And he asks, desert island question. If you had to pick two mics out of your collection, what would they be? I would include a Shure Beta 58, and then a second Shure Beta 58 in case the first one goes wrong. But they never go wrong. I'm a fan of dynamic mics these days. I even use dynamics for my piano recordings. I just lay a 58 right inside the piano on a little tea towel, close the lid, and I like that sound just as much as any other piano sound I've gotten. I'm a fan of the Sony C37A, which is an antique microphone. I've been bigging up that mic for a lot of years. I first got my C37A, I bought a pair from when they were refurbishing the old Massey Hall in Toronto. And they had a couple of mics in there that they made available, and I bought them on a whim. You know, I rolled the dice on them, and they've turned out to be fantastic. The C37A, you can get quite close to it, and it doesn't collapse under moisture. So it's a really beautiful sounding mic that I've used on Bob Dylan and Emmylou Harris. And I still have a few in my bag of tricks. So I hope that tells you something. But you know, for any, they're kind of expensive. So for those who don't have a lot of money, you can't beat Shure microphones to this day. I think these people have done a great service to our community. And we, to this day, I use them even on my guitars. Our new record, Goodbye to Language, is a steel guitar-based record. And I used a Vox AC30 and, from the early 60s and a Fender Tweed Deluxe from the late 50s. And the one microphone was a Shure 58, and the other one was a ribbon mic of sorts. I think it was a Coles. But that's it. And so if you listen to Goodbye to Language, you'll hear the result of a couple of my favorite microphones. Yeah, man. Thanks for asking. And I'm answering a question from John M. I hope that's how you pronounce your last name, though, John. From New York City. He says, "Can I buy you dinner next time you're in New York?" I was hoping you'd be a girl, but John, yeah, we can have dinner sometime. I'm trying to think, maybe Ben's Pizza in Soho. How about that? That's a nice little spot. And I'm answering a question from Jacob Thiessen from Toronto. Jacob asks, what is your favorite contemporary ambient artist and why? I guess I'm not all that familiar with ambient artists, but I like Venetian Snares out of Winnipeg. A fellow named Aaron Funk, who's a great Canadian artist, and he sometimes does textural music. Other times he does very vibrant industrial music. So I'm a fan of Aaron's, and so he comes to mind. Of course, my old friend Brian Eno is my mentor. Is always there with me in the back of my mind. Whenever I'm working on my music, I ask myself, what would Brian think? So so that's it. Venetian Snares and Brian Eno. Thanks for asking.